project management, the rap. This bit right here, this is not the introduction to the song. We'll consider this bit the plan. Let's do it. Project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 1 is to be clear about what we all need. Have a kick-off meeting until everyone agrees. Then get it down in writing so they cannot change their minds. We all have to agree on the quality, the cost and time. You can't have them all, so which one is the top? Ask why and what if till you know which two can flop. Don't say maybe you can when really you cannot. And always have a plan before your head is on the block. And use a plan to argue because planning makes you stronger. I've got to move on, this rap is getting longer. Project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 2 is get a list of all the tasks you need to do. Ask an expert and brainstorm to hear your team's view. A work breakdown structure is really just a tree, but how small should you go? That's granularity. Break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Step 2, break it down, break it down, break it down. This is project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 3 is to estimate the cost and how long. Never promise the best because something will go wrong. Later on you'll find yourself moving like a snail. If you quote the average, there's 50-50 chance to fail. Promise halfway between the average and the worst, then you've got a 90-10 that your bubble won't be burst. This is project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. 4 is get a whiteboard with the post-its on, then clarify the order in which they come. Do it as a team and involve everyone. It only takes 20 minutes and it's verging on fun. Then find the longest route with the time on each task. You cannot do it quicker than the critical path. Never say ongoing or a kitten will die. If the task is too big, then the O word is a sign. You must break it into parts with a finish and a start. Now your plan is getting better, you could even call it smart. It's never too late to granulate. It's never too late to granulate. Step 5, if the finish date is going to be too late, you take the longest path and you give it some true haste. You put in more people or you take out quality, or you overlap some stuff which can be risky. But we're gangster, yeah. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 6 is make a Gantt chart, probably with Excel. Then starting with the longest path, the floating task as well. Sometimes they have to share the float or one hangs from the next. Move them back and forth till your Gantt chart is the best. What's so great about this thing dreamed up by Henry Gantt? First it shows the people how they all fit in the plan. Next it tells you when you're busy or too much in 1 month. And if you colour it in, you'll see if you're keeping up. This is project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 7 is to add the work and see if you'll survive. Maybe all your projects, maybe some have to slide. It's a cube of people, projects and time. Best to know you have the resource on your side. This is project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 8 is the last bit of planning and it's brisk. How likely are the problems and how deadly is the risk? Think of all the pitfalls that could maybe come to you. Plan to stop them happening. If they happen, what you do? Planning, planning, and a bit more planning. Telepathically seeing what is about to happen. Planning, planning, and a bit more planning. Getting down on paper what is about to happen. Step 9, start the project. Colouring your Gantt. Have a meeting every month and see if you're on plan. Without this you'll never know whether you're behind or when you're gonna finish. You know you're flying blind. It only takes a minute to see what's going on. In the words of Mighty Marvin, what's going on in your project management? Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. 10 is where you watch your money. Are you overspent? What's the meaning of the numbers you keep getting sent? If you think you're under budget, then you're probably running late. You also need to know your predicted spending rate. The Gantt chart tells you what you've done and what it should have cost. Are you headed for the DPZ where everything's lost? DPZ, don't get it muddled, it's DPZ, the zone of double. Project management. Make a plan before you start. Project management. Always have a Gantt chart. Step 11's where you ask for more money and more time. Don't confess too late, but halfway get realigned. Ask for plenty, cause for seconds they will be most disinclined. Of all the changes to plans, that's the biggest crime. Plan, plan, Gantt chart, plan, plan. Plan, plan, Gantt chart, Gantt chart. Step 12, when you've finished and you have a nice review. Have a curry afterwards with the entire crew. Woo! What was good that we can keep and thanks for what they did. What was bad that we must dodge. watching. What could we increase? Now we have the perfect hindsight shared with everyone. Keep it in a folder for all the projects still to come. Project.